what's up guys, this is Felix. I own a BMW M6 Gran Coupe, and I've done a couple videos for you guys, mostly like maintenance and things like that, but I went ahead and installed lowering springs on my BMW M6 Gran Coupe. I didn't find many other videos for the installation of the lowering springs on the Gran Coupe. I did find a good one for the coupe, the two-door. It's a little bit different, mostly with the rear struts. But yeah, but if you guys want to check out that video, it was made by Premium Fuel Mag. He has a great video, so I'll link him in the description so you guys can check out his video as well if you guys have a two-door coupe. I have the four-door, the Gran Coupe, so the rear shocks, the way that you access the top of them is a little bit different. So yeah, so I hope you guys like the video. I hope it helps you guys out, you know, with the installation if you guys are doing this yourselves. It's not bad. You'll need a little bit of help for sure, mostly for the rear. The fronts are very easy. I thought it was very straightforward, very easy. You can do it by yourself. The rears, you'll need some help for sure, just a little bit. So just having a helping hand right there, you know, to help you align some things and things like that, that's always good. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the video. I really enjoy how the car looks right now, how it rides and all that good stuff. I have it in Sport Plus, so it's like super stiff right now. Let me put it back in Comfort. But yeah, so I like it, you know, I enjoy it a lot. It's not like super jumpy or bouncy all over the place. It feels good, but the actual drop was really good. It got rid of all the wheel gap, so that's what I wanted. I wanted to get rid of the wheel gap, and it's right there, like right above the tires right there. The fender sit like right above the tires, so that's perfect. And it looks really cool. Now I gotta add some aftermarket wheels, and then I think that should be it. The car should be set. I just want to kind of lower the car, add some wheels to it. I might add some like a carbon lip and things like that later, but definitely lowering the car and adding some aftermarket wheels was the first steps as far as visuals, right, for the car. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy the video. Let me know if you guys have any questions. I was doing the work and recording it myself, so it might not be the best, but I tried, and hopefully it helps you guys out. But yeah, this is Felix. Like, comment, subscribe guys, and let me know if you guys want to see anything else, or if you guys have any other questions. I'm here for you guys. Okay, there we go. All right guys, so this is the visual of the driver's side already installed. I'm gonna walk you guys through the installation on the other side, but I just want to point out a few things here. Basically, the things that you have to remove is your sway bar link. Okay, it goes through there, and it has an 18mm nut in there. We're gonna leave that off for now until we finish the other side. Then you have this external Torx here, and it has a nut on the other side. This one is a size 14 nut, and then the external Torx is an M14 that it's somewhere around here, but yeah, it's an M14 external Torx right there. And then you have an 18 on this big bolt right here, and on the other side is a 21. Let me just confirm that for you guys. Yes, so it is a 21 on this side, so that's the one that we're gonna have to remove. So just giving you guys all the sizes that you're gonna need, right, for your sockets and things like that, so that way you guys are ready. I'll also add them on the description below, so you guys can grab everything that you guys need. And then of course on top you have your three bolts that hold your strut. Those are 13mm bolts. So yeah, let's go on to the next one and show you guys how it's done. All right, so we are on the passenger side now. So the first step is going to be to remove the sway bar link. So we have an 18mm here, and then you're probably going to want to grab a T40 so that it doesn't start spinning for you here. So yeah, just put that in place and then just break it loose. So let me show you guys how that comes out. All right, next step is removing this 14 millimeter with this external Torx on this side. So let's get that one knocked out. There it is. All right, so now for this thing to come off out of there, just put a T40 on here and I just start kind of spinning it. And it just comes off just like that. I just grab a T40, start spinning it, and then the weight is kind of gonna just pull this down, and this, just by moving this, it should let it slide out. You can throw some WD-40 on there or some type of lubricant, but that's it. So now we have the big bolt in the bottom, that big nut, right? And then the 3 bolts from the top, and that should be it. That bolt's out. That one is torqued on there pretty good, so you might need a breaker bar and things like that, but pretty straightforward, just a big bolt. So now we have everything pretty much unbolted, so all we have to do is take the bolts from the top, and that's it. All right, so this is the controller for the dampening, the electronic dampening. So just pull it off. It's just a little cap, rubber cap, and then this is your connector here. Just grab it and just pull it up, and it comes off just like that. Just 2 little pins in there, and they go in there, and that's it. Just like any regular connector, just pull it up. And after that, just take out these 3 bolts and you're good. So these bolts go down regularly. The strut has like some studs that come up, but not on the BMW. The BMW, they actually screw onto the top hat. So let's take that one, take this one, and then you put the phone down. I'm gonna break that one loose and then hold the strut real quick so it doesn't fall to the floor. All right, guys. So yeah, so just push this down now, and then you should be able to like get this thing over that control arm, and then just pull it down, and that should be it. Here's the shock outside of the car. This is how it goes in there. This ones have to go in a certain way so it can line up with the holes. Even if you don't put it in correctly, you can kind of spin it, but I'd rather just mark it, you know, so that way I know this one is facing the front of the car. And if you can see, there's like a line here on this piece, so I kind of just try to like line it up, right? So that line just goes right here. So doesn't have to be perfect, right? But just in there. And then to remove the nut, you just need like a 12.18 millimeter, and just bust that thing out. 13 millimeter. Have it. You don't need the spring compressor on these. They don't. This car is kind of low already as it is. They don't have like a huge wheel gap, so these things don't like, they're not super compressed, so you don't need that. And then the shocks, the newer ones are a little bit shorter, so you won't need these. You won't need those on these cars. Okay, let's put the new one on. All right, so it's all clean now. Now we gotta slide the new spring on here. Make sure kind of turns all the way in there. And then you can slide this piece back on here. And try to set it kind of where it was with that line in there. Just the line that I made on there. Kind of lines up this line right here a little bit. Doesn't have to be perfect, but just close enough. All right, let's lock it in. There it is. Back on there. Cool. throw one of the bolts up top to hold it kind of in place. I'm just threading these by hand real quick. Juice, some wiggle room. Alright. There goes that. And then let's put the bottom bolt. Let's put the bottom bolt. This big one. In here. Not lining up very well. This. Okay, to get that bolt back in there, I'm gonna have to lift it up a little bit. Okay. And then once it slides in, just like the bolt through, and put the nut on the other side. Okay, so we got the sway bar link back in place. We got this bolt and nut right through here, and then we got the big bolt on the bottom, and then you got the 3 bolts on top. There's that, and then just gotta plug in the sensor now. Showed you guys 2 little pins. So just see how the 2 little pins go, and then just plug it in that way. So this one should go like this. Like this. And then just slide this cover back on there. There it is. And we're done with the fronts. There it is, guys. Make sure everything's locked in. The boot's already ripped. So yeah, just make sure you guys torque and tighten everything, and that should be it for the front. So let's move on to the rears. So we are inside of the car. To reach the strut, we have to remove the speaker grills. That one just pretty much comes off, right? There's no signs in that, so split up, and then we'll have to remove these T screws here. So these are T25s. You have 3 of them. Just break them loose, and then the speaker should be able to come out. All right, screws are out, so you should be able to pull the speaker out of the way here. And then speakers out of the way, speaker grills out of the way. Open it up here, and you guys can see the bolts for the strut. There should be 3 of them. So probably with like maybe a wobble, small ratchet, you'll be able to get in here and get all 3 of them out the way. See how it goes? So this is the electronic dampening cable for the top of the strut. It actually went down and it came out here, and it plugged into this little plug right here. You just have to shove a skinny little flathead screwdriver and then pull it out, and then I just kind of pulled it out, and it's up here now. I'll show you guys that process a little more on the other side. But yeah, and then there's this hole right here that lets you access this bolt right here, and then we'll access the other two through here with like a wobble, and then an extension. So let me get to that. Extension to there, wobble bolt over there. That side, and able to get the 13 millimeter bolt. Came off. It's turning slowly but surely. So that's gonna be 2 out of the 3. This one's gonna be a lot easier. So the first one's straight down, the other one's gonna be in that corner, and then this one. Okay, so before I break, I take out the last nut up there. Let's break this one loose and get it out of here, so that way we don't have any issues with the strut just wobbling too much or nothing like that. So let me get this one out. I think it's an 18, so let's try it. So this is an 18. It is gonna be in there kind of tight, so just figure out a way to get some leverage on it and break it loose. But yeah, 18 millimeter, and it should come off. So nuts are off, so let's pull this thing out. It's off from there. It's off here from the bottom, but I don't want to remove this control arm and the brakes at the same time, so I'm gonna try to get this on the other side of this bar here, so then I can only have to remove this control arm right here. So let me try to move it to this side first and let you guys know how that goes. Okay, so we're back. I had to remove the brakes. Brakes are removed. Now I'm removing this 21 nut right there. I'm gonna put the T40 in here because it's spinning. Turn it, the whole thing's spinning to hold it in place, and then we're probably gonna have to remove those right there as well. So yeah, let me do that, and then we'll be able to slide this thing out. Okay, the strut's out. So yep, we have to remove this control arm here. That's this piece right here. It goes like that. So, and then I have to kind of unbolt the brake caliper, so that way that control arm could move out of the way. So yeah, and then the strut just came right out this way. So let me install the lowering spring on there and then show you guys the rest. So for the top nut of the rear strut, you're probably gonna need one of these. It's a pass-through socket kit. It's an 18 millimeter. We'll be able to put this in here, like so. This one goes right through, so the actual cable is able to go through, and then we're able to break it loose. So let me show you guys how that works. Guys, as you can see, we have the cable going right through it. It's a pass-through kit, so we'll be able to just break it loose. We might have to hold the shaft here with something, but let me see if it just breaks loose like this. The way that I'm gonna do this is put this pliers right there, squeeze it down pretty good so this shaft doesn't spin, and then we'll break it loose with this pass-through ratchet. As you can see, it's going, and it's not allowing the shaft to spin. So that should be it. Make sure you guys don't forget to mark it, right? This is the front of it, because they only go in one way, so just make sure you mark it so that way it's the same way and you don't have to fight it once it's up there. This is the difference of the rear springs. Definitely a lot shorter, so should give us a nice little drop. Got it's all locked in, the line going, lined up. Let's throw it back in there. Okay, so this one's back in. 3 bolts are back up there. 3 nuts, sorry about that. And then the main bolt right here. Put this bar back in place, and control arm back in place, and then about to put the brakes back in their spot. You need to remove them so you can move this one back once you drop it from here. Yeah, so just locking everything in. Hopefully I can give you a little bit more of a visual on the other side. So this is the first side, the driver's side on the rear. So I mean passenger side on the rear. So almost done. So we are on the driver's side now. We'll have to pull this panel out on the bottom, pull it out from the top. There it is. Just pop right out. So this is the cable for the dampening of the rear. We'll just shove a little flathead screwdriver there in that little hole and then pull it out. And then we can tie like a little ribbon here so that way we can fish it back in place when we're done. And then the speaker cover, just kind of pull it up, a little flathead. Pops out pretty easily. It has this little plug here. I don't know exactly what it does. I'm not sure what the speaker grill has, but anyways, same thing, little hole, flathead, and then the speaker has 3 T25s. It comes out, and then we'll be able to access the number 13 nuts for the top of the strut. All right, guys, speakers out of the way, grills out of the way. There's a little cover there. You can lift it up. Let's see. Lift it up, push it out of the way, and you have your 3 13mm nuts you have to remove. So yeah, and that's that cable, that black cable right there is the other end of that right here. Boom. So let's get to it. So it's kind of what I've been doing for this thing. Just put out a ribbon and just tie it up, pull it out, and then we'll be able to just fish it back in here. So we'll be able to put that wire back in here. Just break loose those 13mm and go from there. Again, guys, so we're removing this nut here for this control arm. We'll have to loosen that bolt here. We're ready to remove the brakes, so that way this control arm can move out this way. We already got that big bolt out of the strut, so that's good. So as soon as we remove this out of the way, I left one nut up there just hand tying, so that way this thing just doesn't drop down right now. So once I'm done with all this, I'll take that out. It'll drop down and we'll be able to pull it out this way and, you know, install the spring and then put it back in there. So big nut down here, off. Brakes, off. Big bolt and nut back there, off. Nut back here, off. Now we'll be able to just break this down. Hold on, I jammed a little bit. And so out of there, comes up here, and this one. Just pull it out. And there she is. Oh. So this strut will be able to just come out to the side. Let me just unbolt it from the top. The last nut that I left up there, we should be able to just push this out and then it'll come out this way. All right, it's back in there. Tighten up the wire, cable, push it through right here, plugs in right here to this clip. So we'll do that at the end. Put everything back in there. Now let's do the bottom. All right, driver's side is on. Brakes are back on. Just remove these 2 13mm bolts here and just pull the brakes out of the way. And remove the 21 here for this control arm, 21 back there so it can move out of the way. This one had this little extra piece right here, so I just removed that 10mm so this one could drop down all the way and pull it out of the way. And of course you have the 18 on this one right here. So that's pretty much it for the bottom. I just have to put the speaker back in place and close it all up. Plug the dampening cable back in place, and that should be it. Put the wheels on and show you guys the
the reveal, how low it got, and then I took some measurements of the car before I lowered it, so we'll compare.
All right, so here's the final product. This is how the car sits with the lowering springs. If you ask me, I think it's perfect. It's like right above the tire, so this is perfect. Again, these were the Megan lowering springs that I got for the car. They are the most affordable ones on the market for the BMW M6 Gran Coupe. And the ride quality is really good. You know, it's not like super bouncy or nothing like that. So yeah, I like it. Let me know what you guys think. But yeah, I'm gonna add some aftermarket wheels to the car here soon. So hopefully, you know, I'll make a video for you guys to see what the car looks like with the lowering springs and the wheels. But yeah, this is my BMW M6 stock 20-inch M wheels, and just the lowering springs, Megan lowering springs. But yeah, it looks pretty even. It's not lower in the front or in the back. It's like perfect. It's like flat. So I like that, because sometimes I've seen some people install some lowering springs in some cars and they have like a rake to them, you know, either like this or like that. So so it's either lower in the front or in the back. This one's like perfect. So guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video of the installation of the lowering springs. You definitely need some help, mostly for the rear. So make sure you have a helper just to help you out a little bit, to align the strut back in place and things like that. You know, it's just a lot better, a lot easier that way. But I hope you guys enjoy it, and I hope it helps you guys out with the process if you guys are doing this as well. All right guys, have a good one.